So we all know our good friend, the strut. But did you know you can do it forwards and there's a reverse variant too? The most important thing when you're doing the strut is to put this foot in at an angle so you don't get in your own way. So all of these strut variants are going to use that. So that is very important. So you can do that same cross in front, forwards, but it's essentially a cross roll. Now I have got an entire video on this because it's quite a complex subject. So if you need a bit more help, go and check that one out. But essentially what we're doing is crossing here onto an outside edge there. And we're doing little, just exactly the same, cross rolls. So I'm crossing in front and it's essentially a cross roll here. But if you do it sort of quick, it gives that same feeling of the backward strut, but forwards with a forward cross there. I'm keeping quite straight because I'm doing this quite quickly. On a normal cross roll, I change my shoulders because as you've got, it's a lot more of a long, lingering move here. But because we're going to do it quick, we don't move the shoulders as much. The outside edge is key because it gives you space. So I'm on this outside edge here, but if I took that away, I'm almost having to step over my own foot. But if I put that outside edge in, I'm making space for my foot. So it's really important when you put this foot down, it goes down at an angle and then you lean on the little toe to make an edge. And that's the same if you're going forwards or if you're going backwards, it's still at the angle. So we're now going to do the reverse strut. So as you can imagine, we're crossing in front. So what we're going to do this time is actually cross behind. So let's do it forwards because you can do this forwards and backwards. So perhaps if we start forwards, it takes a little bit of the difficulty out. We're going to cross behind, but we're going to keep in mind that exact same thing, that we need to make space. So when I cross, what I tend to do is make sure my knees and my legs are touching so I can feel where my foot's going to go down. I'm then going to transfer all my weight to the center of that foot, lift to the front. So it's going to come round, see the angle again, onto an outside edge, there. Now the momentum for this comes from a kick away. Now it's not a kick, it still needs to be controlled. But if you push away and roll the wheels, when it goes back down, you've still got some roll. So let's try it rolling. So just as we've done previously, we're going to keep really, really low because that gives you more space for your feet to cross. At an angle, weight transfer and in. At an angle, transfer my weight and in. There. So it's really important that you get this low cross. So all the time I'm thinking outside edge when I put that foot down. Outside edge, outside edge. Nice and bent. A nice way to get comfortable and to practice these is to do it stationary. So if you're going to do the forward, the normal strut, you can actually add in a step to the side. And that helps to get your balance. So the same thing can be done with the backwards one. And don't forget the foot goes at an angle here. Now you can get the same feel of rolling the foot out. So the foot at the front will roll out. And that's where we get our momentum from. And then you can get to the stage where you're comfortable to do it like this. Now, so that's what we do when we're going forwards. Now, when you're going backwards, we're kind of going back to the cross rolls. So we then need to open the shoulder here, there, 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 there to get our backward cross rolls. So let's try that next. We need to remember to be low. Foot goes in at an angle onto an outside edge each time. And we're going to push from that wheel there. Now I'm going to dip my shoulders, but I'm not going to turn them completely. If you're not getting the edges, you can open the hip and the shoulder there. When you start doing it quicker, it's easier if you keep straighter because you can change feet quicker. We've covered a lot of skills here, and those cross rolls are quite technical, and I have got videos on those which I will link for you. I'm Katie from Skatie, and I'll see you next time. Bye!